Hi everyone. Today we are having at our Global Law program Professor Stefano Liebman. Professor Stefano Liebman is former Dean of the Bocconi University in Milan, Italy, and also Professor of Labor Law. And he's been with us because he offered a course of international labor law to the Global Law program here at Direito FGV Paulo, SP. And we will be chatting with him about some things related to labor law, international labor law, teaching in Brazil, and all related matters. Professor Stefano, it's an honor, and thank you very much for you to come visit us and sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you to FGV who invited me, accepted my project. And why I am here, first of all, for personal reason, family reason. I've been told all my life that Brazil was the country where my father found his safe life during Second World War. And I have been here twice, but without teaching, just visiting São Paulo and some other cities in Brazil. Then after the end of my deanship, I decided to accept the challenge of recycling myself. I have been for 40 years a domestic labor lawyer, and I decided to recycle in studying international labor law, which is not a simple subject, but it has been extremely interesting to start this new life as a researcher. And then I am here just to taste the result of my studies.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, for people who don't know Professor Stefano, his family has a large tradition regarding relations with Brazilian legal community. Professor Stefano is the son of the great Enrico Tulio Liebman, one of the founders of Brazilian procedural law and Brazilian procedural civil law. And it's because of this, of course, there is this special relation between Brazil and the Liebman family, I think. And we are also very lucky of having the Liebman family coming to Brazil and sharing their knowledge with us. We hope it continues for the next generations to come. But then moving to specifically to your subject. So you decided to teach, as you mentioned, international labor law in this course here at FGV Direito SP. Could you please tell us more, what is international labor law? Is there international labor law?
Well, it's a difficult answer. Yes, there are some issues which are important at the international level. The ILO, the International Labour Office, is working a lot since 100 years on international topics and on the problem of protecting the minimum labor standards. And then we, in Europe, we have the specific experience of European Union and the European Court of Human Rights, which gives a certain, how can I say, a certain reality to international labor standards, or is trying to do it. So it's quite interesting. And what I am trying to do in this course is just to find a sort of fil rouge from the beginning of the ILO activity at the beginning of last century and what's going on now in Europe.
Very nice. What we've been seeing here in Brazil, and I believe is the same in Europe and in the US, what we're seeing these days, there's this movement of flexibilization of labor roles and of labor regimes and all that, mostly because of this new form of economic interactions that we are all living, which touches the sharing economy phenomenon, but also different ways. Even the millennial generation is said to not want to work for 8 hours in the same place anymore. So there are many changes going on when we look at the labor environment these days. And what do you think about it? How do you see these changes that we are all facing as a society, and I believe it's a global movement, and how it will affect or has already affected labor law and international labor law?
Well, globalization first, and then the change of the way we are producing wealth all over the world are really challenging the traditional asset of labor relations. Completely, everything is changed, and labor lawyers are trying to find a logic possible developments of a certain minimum level of protection for workers, which are involved in this incredible process of globalization and of disruption of the traditional way of thinking of labor lawyers.
All right. So
everything I study in the last is going to change. It's already changed. It will change even more.
Which is really challenging for labor law students and labor law practitioners from now on, I think, right? So, Professor, I want to thank you again for coming to São Paulo, for teaching this course here at FGV São Paulo. Please be welcome to come back whenever you want.
I'll do it if you want. If you accept me, I will do it.
And thank you very much also for this conversation. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.